Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna get started in a little bit. How's everyone doing today? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, fantastic. We're working on over there. Taking a quick look. Wherever you are in the world, thanks for jumping on this call. Now, do you have any questions for me regarding our fantastic? Anything I talk about today, there's a little chat box on the right hand side. And you guys can put in your questions. I may not get to it right away, but you guys can certainly put them in, and I'll get back to them when I can. We're going to continue our discussion on the audio program. Your wish is your command. Your wish is your command. Many people are actually looking for this audio program online. They don't know that they can actually get it for free. Get it for completely free. So before I come in here and go through this PowerPoint presentation, I want to share with you how you can get it for free. Over here, what you guys got to do, there is a description section, and you want to click on the very first link in my descriptions. Now you're going to see a sales page when you click on that link. And from here, if you do not want to read through all of it, that's perfectly fine. There's a buy now button here at the top. And there's going to be another one at the bottom. Just to share very briefly, if you're interested in Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Joe Vitale, Tony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Joe Dispenza, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Cadet Robert, Ed Foreman, Joe Bauer, Grant Cardone, Dennis Waitley, Marshall Silver, Neville Goddard, this program is up your alley. You want to simply click buy now. After you click buy now, I want to give you the discount code so you can get this program completely for free. The discount code is YWIYC. You want to just type it in this, enter the coupon code section here. You want to hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see you're saving $500 just for putting in this coupon code. Come back on the top, fill in your contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about this program. So over here, this is your wish is your command, how to manifest your desires CD set program. And it was released years and years ago. And before, you were able to find it online, pretty easy. But now it's getting increasingly more difficult because they're gatekeeping this information. But for a limited time, this information is still for free. I don't know for how long. I don't know how long Kevin's going to have this information out there. So this is a special treat from Kevin. You guys want to take advantage of this immediately. So over here, we're going to come back into our presentation here. And if you have any questions, I may not get to it right away. There's a little chat box. You guys can type into that chat box. You can have some emojis in there if you like. Let me know if you're actually in there over here. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about your wish is your command. Your wish is your command. This is a CD set that changed my life. A few years ago, my brother introduced me to the CD set. I started listening to it, and I've been on this personal development program for quite some time, since I was in my early 20s. So I've read a lot of books, listened to a lot of audio programs, but the way how Kevin teaches and how he combines all the information together in a system, that's what makes it powerful. So over here, I'm gonna give you a short introduction, which I already gave. So what are the key lessons you will be learning in the CD set? I'm just providing the broad strokes. I highly recommend all of you, if you're listening to this live broadcast, maybe you're listening to a live or the recording later, get the program so you can actually go through. I'm just providing the overall summary, but there's so many small intricate details within each lesson. You need to pick up the CD set and really learn it for yourself. The first lesson is, who do you listen to? The second lesson is the teachability index. Third lesson is the training balance scale. And the last lesson is 4 steps to mastery. Okay, we're mastering the basics. What is the first lesson? The first lesson is, who do you listen to? Now, online, there are so many people you can listen to. You can go on YouTube. You can listen to ChatGPT. You have email subscriptions you probably subscribe to. So many voices in your face, but who do you listen to? Now, according to Kevin, he's very specific about this. He says, listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Many people want to give you advice, but are they in a place where they should be giving you advice? I'll give you a quick example. Years ago, I was living in Southern California in San Diego, and back then, I had a problem with weight loss rebound. I wanted to lose weight. I want to get back in shape. I want to get back my 6-pack abs. A lot of men want that. Now, what I was doing previously, when in my early 20s, all I had to do was go out and play basketball in the summertime, and I would get back in shape in a very, very couple of months. It would just be there. But it got increasingly more difficult once you get into your late 20s and 30s. Once you're in your 30s, it's almost like you're spiraling down. You're spiraling out of control. And at that time, I went to the 24-hour fitness. There is a Horn Plaza in downtown San Diego. And when I went in, of course, this personal trainer is going to come up and it's going to try to become your personal trainer. And the problem I had that was, well, these people, they are your personal trainer. They are personal trainers. They're certified to do this, but many of them, they were out of shape themselves. So when Kevin teaches, says, who do you listen to? You got to listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Some of those trainers, they were even more out of shape than I was. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's how it was. But many people there were still signing up with them because they were telling them, hey, you're doing the exercises wrong. Okay, listen, if you want to get yourself a personal trainer, get yourself a personal trainer that is in shape, not just because they have this certificate. Next part is, they have been where you are and where you want to be. So basically, if you want to work with a personal trainer, you want to work with ones that struggle the same way that you did. Okay, for example, let's just say you're a lady in your 40s, had a couple of kids already. There's been a lot of changes in your body, a lot of hormonal imbalances. You go to a 21-year-old, he or she is not going to understand what you've just been through. They don't know all the different struggles you've had in the last 20 years. All they're going to tell you is, listen, all you got to do is calorie count, come back in here, do more reps, do more sets. Well, I did that for many years and it wasn't working. So you got to find somebody, if you're talking about personal training, they've been where you at. They're like, okay, I understand your struggle because I had a couple of kids myself, but now I'm on the other side where I no longer weight loss rebound. You can see the abs, you can see the vibrant health, right? And it's like this consistently throughout the whole year. They're not just doing it for a short season where they are bloated for basically nine months out of the year, and for 3 fleeting months they're in shape for photo shoots in the summertime. No, they're just consistently healthy. It's the way how you find a coach. You got to be a lot more strategic. Who do you listen to? When you listen from everybody, you listen to nobody. You're trying to mix and combine all these different recipes together, and at the end of the day, you get nothing. And that's a major lesson that Kevin teaches, is you need to listen to the right people. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Me, I had to listen to many people outside of my comfort zone. For example, I found a personal trainer, okay, it's definitely in shape, but I still wasn't achieving this type of results that I wanted. So I had to branch out. I had to look into other modalities. For example, I learned about detoxification. Detoxification, the way how I see it is, you gotta get the waste material out of your body. through your small and large intestines, there may be a lot of encrusted fecal matter. There may be a lot of mucoid plaque that needs to be removed. If you're dealing with chronic constipation, you're carrying pounds and pounds of fecal matter within you right now. Getting rid of that could help you lose 3 to 5 pounds, 5 to 10 pounds, just like that. So that's something that's maybe currently off your radar screen right now, and you have to start to absorb this information within you. The target is still the same, six-pack abs, right? But my modality isn't just about calorie counting and doing more sets and reps at the gym. Next, you may have to learn a little bit about detoxification, eliminating internal parasites. That's another thing I did for a couple of years, right? And another thing on top of that, I learned about the amazing liver and gallbladder flush outlined by Andreas Moritz. Many people, they have a congested gallbladder. Many of y'all, you don't even know what a gallbladder is until you're starting having some sharp pains in this area and you're going to the hospital and they remove your gallbladder. There's so many things that may be currently off your radar screen, and along your path, right? You're absorbing information and you're gonna have to learn, but you wanna find people who have the results. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. That's the very first lesson. Just to share a little bit about who I am, part of what I do, I teach health, of course. None of this professional medical advice, diagnosis or treatment. This is the Mega Poop Transformation Challenge. Lose 3 to 5 pounds per month without going to the gym. I have not been to the gym for years. I know many of you may not believe that. I really don't care. Of course, if you are interested in this, I'll leave a link later down in the comments below. You guys can check this out. So that's the very first lesson. But I also want to include, who do you listen to? Before, I will listen to a lot of medical doctors. I said they have all this medical knowledge and went to school for this. Surely they know how to fix my problems at the root. They do not, okay? I had so many interesting experiences in the past that tells me otherwise. Doctors are there to treat symptoms. Doctors are there to prescribe you medications, and these medications, they come with more side effects, and that's what they want. They want you to be entrenched in medications. And that's the system, that's the model. And many doctors, you go and look at them. I was just in the ER a couple months ago. I took somebody to the hospital. While I was there, these doctors were coming up, talking to you. They're telling you that, hey, you got to be running these blood tests. Go get your blood tests done. Then do your x-ray and do your ECG or electrocardiogram. Come back. We're going to evaluate your results. That's what they do when you're at the ER. Then they're going to come back and say, well, these numbers are within range, out of range. These numbers are out of range, within range. And these are the next set of things you should be doing. They're trying to upsell you to the next set of procedures or operations, whatever they're trying to do. When you're looking at these doctors, many of these doctors are not even in shape themselves. You just use your eyes. They're always critiquing your lab results. Tell them to get up on that scale. Tell them to measure their height. From these two numbers, you can get their BMI. If they have that BMI over 35, is that the right person you should be listening to? Who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Many doctors, they're currently struggling with chronic diseases themselves. They can't even fix themselves. Who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. I want you guys to go through your inbox right now, maybe later on, and start to unsubscribe to a whole bunch of folks that are just taking you on a bunch of detours. You don't even read their emails. They're not adding any value to your life. And if you really take a critical look at their own personal life, they don't have the results that you're looking for. But they're very good at promoting their product or service, whatever that is that they're trying to promote. They're very good at doing that. That's what they're good at. So I'm going to come back to my YouTube every once in a while and just check in anybody that's looking at. I got somebody here. How are you? If you have questions, let me know. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson, critically important, the teachability index. The teachability index. How teachable are you? How coachable are you? How do you quantify something like this? Many people say, oh, I'm very teachable, I'm very coachable. Well, how do you quantify something like that? Heaven teaches you how to quantify it. The first part is, what is your willingness to learn? You got to give yourself a score from 0 to 10. I'll explain in detail how this works. The next part is, what is your willingness to accept change? Also give yourself a score from 0 to 10. What is your willingness to learn? How do you know you have a willingness to learn? Are you willing to set aside your favorite activities and use that time to learn something, whether that is an audiobook, an online or in-person program, or you're taking courses? You're learning something that can better your life in the areas of your finances, your health, or your relationships. What is your willingness to learn? Most people, the only thing they look forward to when they go back home is turn on Netflix, turn on Hulu, Amazon Prime videos, catching their favorite TV shows. Spend hours and hours of their time watching the news, watching TV shows, going drinking with the boys, playing golf with their friends, playing hoops, right? Going to parties, whatever. And that becomes a routine. And that's not demonstrating a willingness to learn. Willingness to learn, setting aside your favorite activities, activities that you're doing right now. And you said, I am not doing this anymore. I'm going to turn and use that time to listen to that audio program when I don't want to, read those books that's going to better my life, or attending conferences online or in person, taking notes and learning about everything that I can to better my life in that specific area, and score yourself from 0 to 10. Okay? The next part is, what is your willingness to accept change? Also give yourself a score from 0 to 10. What this means is, now that you learned the information, are you actually applying? What is your willingness to accept change? Many people, they bought these exercise programs, let's just say it's P90X, let's just say it's Taibo, or they bought a whole bunch of exercise machines from QVC, they bought Peloton, right? They got all the manuals. But if you go to their house, they have libraries full of books. They got P90X right there, they got Taibo right there. But you're still looking at a fat bod. You're looking at a dad bod. It's not changing. He's not exercising. He's watching Tony Horn exercising on his DVD set, but he's not doing nothing. He's just watching them. And many people, they live life passively like that. Their willingness to accept change is an absolute 0. Once you learn information, you need to take steps. And what I like about P90X, I used to do P90X myself. Tony knows that not everybody can do the exercises the way that he does. So he has different modifications, right? If you can't do a full push-up, he has ways to modify that push-up. If somebody is getting on their knees, but they're still doing that motion, maybe that's where you need to be starting. And some of y'all, okay, you're not going to get some running shoes to begin running. No, you need to begin with like a 15-minute walk on a regular basis. And that's how you get the snowball start to roll in the right direction for you. And that's how you can say, I'm demonstrating my willingness to accept change, because maybe I don't do everything that Tony is doing, but I'm doing something, and I'm doing it consistently. Many people, they're conference warriors, they're professional conference warriors. They're buying the plane tickets, going to the hotels, attending the conferences, but their life still isn't changing because they love getting that high of going to a conference. When they go back home, nothing's changed because they don't apply anything that they've learned. And that's basically their whole life. Their life is basically, I like going to conference to get an emotional high, right? But in my own personal life, I'm not willing to accept that change. And these are very, very hardcore lessons that most people don't want to face. When you are looking at the law of attraction niche on YouTube, there are so many voices out there. A lot of them just talk about visualization. All you gotta do is just visualize, 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 or you're doing dream boarding, right? You're making that vision board. You are doing that whole bunch of different techniques, okay? Or different types of affirmations. But where rubber meets the road is, if you want to better your health, you still have to do something, whether it's as a combination nutrition, detoxification, exercise. You got to find the winning combination for yourself. You can have hundreds of books on detox, on exercise, on nutrition, but your life is still a wreck. Okay. So look at yourself in the mirror. Say, how coachable am I? Because you have to multiply these numbers together. Somebody might be a 10 out of 10 with their willingness to learn, attending the conferences, conference warrior, but a 0 out of 10 with their willingness to accept change. 10 times 0 is still 0. So their teachability index is 0, or their coachability index is 0. So that's the second lesson I want to discuss. Before we move on to the next lesson, just share real quick what you guys got to be doing to get this program completely for free. All you have to do, use my link right here in the description to click on it once. And from here, you want to click this Buy Now button. Very simple. Once you are on this order form, you want to scroll down just a little bit. Doesn't matter if you're on the desktop or if you're on your phone. You want to use this coupon code YWIYC. YWIYC. You want to hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see the discount code is going to apply at $500. So you can get this program completely for free. Come back up in here, fill out your contact, fill out your billing, your payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about listening, actually following through on this program. When you purchase the 14 audio series, getting it for free, okay, there are also going to be powerful bonuses you get absolutely for free as well. This is the program that pieced the puzzle together for me, where I start to evaluate my current modalities, my current methodologies. Where am I missing? If I'm doing different things, but I'm still not getting the results, you know what? Maybe I'm not listening to the right people. Maybe I need to bring other voices in, right? Whatever methodology I'm doing right now isn't taking me there to my destination. And I have to be okay with that. Am I willing to open up the opportunity to have other voices, other books, other authors to better my health, for example, and increase my willingness to learn and increase my willingness to accept change? So I'm gonna drink some coffee here if you guys have any questions before I jump to the next lesson. All right. The next lesson I want to talk about is training balance scale. The training balance scale. It took me a long time to really understand this lesson, and you're not going to get it right away. Maybe you will. I could be wrong. All I'm saying is I listened to that CD set so many times because I'm like, there is something here. And every single year I listen to the CD set, I have a deeper understanding the inner workings of the training balance scale. The training balance scale is like this. Think of a scale that tilts back and forth. On one side of the scale is how you think and how you feel, your why, your dreams, goals, attitude, mental processes, your vibration, your internal motivation. On the other side of the scale are the how actions, the specific techniques, the strategies, the action steps, the plans, activities, the physical action. When you are listening to different trainers on personal development or in this particular niche, many people, they will always tell you the reason why you're not where you're at is because you don't know the how actions, the specific techniques, the different strategies that are out there, the action steps, the plans. They're always marketing to your conscious mind. But I could be wrong. The training balance scale is really the condition of your subconscious mind, how your subconscious mind think and how your subconscious mind feel. Now you need to begin to ingrain your subconscious mind with positive mental attitude, positive thinking, positive affirmations, because in the initial stages, you're probably more focused on the negative, You've been trained to focus on the negative, and that's what the elites, you can call them the dark occult, the parasitic elite. They want you to focus on what isn't going right in your life right now. And you're fixated at that at the whole time. You're trained in that neurology, the firing wiring of those thoughts and feelings. And that's what they want, because if you meditate on the negative things, you're gonna reap more negative things. Situations, people, circumstances gonna come in a negative way across your path. And you're just in a spiraling down. That's what the system want you to be. They want you to spiral down constantly. And you're never resurfacing back. You can never spiral up. Right? And that's how the system is designed in so many levels. They want you to have that slave mentality, a slave vibration, where you never have a chance to think positive. That's why they bombard you with negative news. There are a lot of positive things going on right now, but you never see them. Because your mind has already been trained to focus on only the negative. And when it's trained on focusing the negative, it's addicted. So when you're swiping through social media, you ignore the positives and you're actually looking for negative news. I know it sounds crazy because it's like, why would I be looking for negative news, right? But if you learn to step yourself out, if you have a bird's eye view of your thoughts and your actions, if you develop that skill, maybe you find yourself behaving in that direction. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I'm just saying I was like that. I was like that. I was very, very negative. I was looking for the negative in people, things, situations, and things. And I had to break free from that. And one thing that you can do is you can install a Chrome extension. It's called Newsfeed Eradicator. It eliminates the newsfeed, from your Facebook, your Twitter or X. It could be on a whole bunch of other platforms. If you're on, I think Reddit, it also has a block for that. So whatever social media you're on, you need to detach yourself away from it. Napoleon Hill wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. He did not say, I want you to toil hard and grow rich, because that does not work. And that's the type of programming the dark occult or the parasitic elite, they want to infuse yourselves with. They want to indoctrinate you thinking you need to work hard, you need to suffer, right? They're not doing any of those things. Okay? And this is how they get it done. Let me tell you guys. Just an example how they orchestrate everything in their favor. And you have to understand these traps. In the sovereign state of Monaco, that small little country south of France, many people don't know that country only has about 2,000. It's about 2,000. How big is Monaco? Okay, 2.08 square kilometers. 2.08 square kilometers. 0.8 square miles. Do you guys understand how small that is? When you just drive around throughout the day, you're going to cover a lot more ground than that. It's 0.8 square miles. 2.08 square kilometers. But this country brings in close to 10 billion per year. How do they do it? They do it through casinos. Okay? They do it through tourism. They do it through the marketing of their tourism. Even when you are watching James Bond, when you're watching Casino Royale, you're like, wow, I want to go there one day. I want to get my photos taken. Okay? Luxurious environment. I want to be there. But did you know the citizens of Monaco, they can't even go to the casinos? That's the hook, right? You're being hooked into this casino environment. But the people there, they can't even enter because they want to protect their citizens from developing a gambling addiction. They want to get everybody else over there to develop a gambling addiction while they continue to stack their assets. They take the money that they make, they're going to buy more stock, more real estate, more assets, maybe shares of other companies, increasing their cash flow. So when you go there, you're like, well, this place is very, very clean, very spotless. And there's a reason for that. Right? So where is your training balance scale? And coming back into here, you have to learn how you think and how you feel, your why, dreams, goals, and attitudes, mental processes, vibration, internal motivation. Not just the conscious mind and how you think and how you feel right now, because those are fleeting. But how can you train the subconscious mind where you're thinking in a positive way, you're feeling a positive way as a default state? And I'm always fine-tuning that part, because the subconscious mind is always going to override your conscious mind, your current set of behaviors. So you always got to go deeper. What can I do to begin shifting the content of the subconscious mind, my self-image? How do I really feel and think about this at my very, very core level? So, of course, these are just the broad strokes. I want you guys to get the CD set. It's completely for free. If you guys have any questions for me, I want you to share with you real quick how you can get the CD set for free. Just click on this link in my bio. I'll also include it in the comments below. You want to click buy now. Once you click buy now, you want to type in the coupon code YWIYC, hit apply. Once your coupon code is applied, you're saving $500. Come back up in here, fill out the contact bill and payment information. Not going to charge you anything. Just want to find people who are actually serious about this program. You're going to get an email. If it's not in your inbox right away, go check in your spam folder and drag it back into your inbox. Inside that email, there's going to be a link. Tap on that link. It's going to take you to the 14 audio series right away. You guys start listening to it. You can download it, put it on your MP3, put it in your car, however you do it. Are you guys learning something? What's going on? Talk to me. Where are you guys at? So we're going to talk about the last lesson in your wish is your command, which is the 4 steps to learning. All right. I won't be able to cover everything in this short call, but I hope this will give you some insights that's going to propel you to action, insights going to have you go download that CD set, right? It's all digital, and not just keeping it in your downloads folder, but you have to listen to it. And that's where it begins. The process begins by you listening. And you can't just listen to it once. I listened to it so many times, and I can still continue to listen to it every single year. So the next part we're going to talk about is the 4 steps to learning. The 4 steps to learning. We all go through these different stages. When we're learning something, we come from a place of unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. Maybe you want to learn how to ride a bike. When you first get on that bike, you don't even know what you're doing. You need to have, many of you probably had training wheels on, right? Because you don't know how to pedal that bicycle. You don't know how to get the handles. So you got the training wheels to help you balance. But somebody's there coaching you, maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents, or your loved ones, teaching you how to ride that bike. And your mind begins to develop, oh, fire and wire, right? You're having a new practice. It becomes conscious incompetent. You know that you don't know something. You start to get a little bit of a hang of it, but there's so much that you don't know. For example, you might watch older kids in your neighborhood. They're riding on their bicycles already, they're balancing. And some of them, they're balancing on their bicycles without even their hands on their handles. They don't even have their hands on. You're like, wow, you can actually ride a bicycle without your hands on the handle. How does that happen? Right? So now you're thinking, all right, I'm just going to keep at this again and again and again. And over time, maybe your family members think, hey, You're going to get the training wheels off. Now you're going to learn how to balance on that bicycle. Conscious competence starts to kick, and you know that you know something, right? Sometimes you may fall off that bike. That's perfectly fine. But every single day you get back on that bike, you're a little bit better at it, a little bit better at it. Okay? And when I started riding a bicycle, I had to lean the bicycle against the wall. Right? That's like kind of my starting point. And maybe there was a small little hill, so I can get some momentum going. And at least I know how to get back on that bike. But over time, maybe a couple of months, you're becoming more and more proficient at this bicycle. Now, many people that ride the bicycles throughout their early years, maybe teenage years. But as they become an adult, maybe they're just driving to work. And maybe they don't get on a bike for even 5 to 10 years at a time. But that bicycle riding, that skill set, it's already in your subconscious mind. You became unconscious competent at riding a bicycle. And now you're on a family vacation with your friends. And they're saying, hey, we're going to go rent some bicycles and we're going to go have a great time. You're not going to become anxious about, oh, I don't know how to ride a bicycle, because that's already been installed. It doesn't matter what the brand of that bicycle is, right? As long as it's with the right parameters, got the right height. Maybe you got to learn how to do the gears a little bit. You know how to ride that bike. So these are the 4 things, the 4 lessons you got to go through again and again, starting at the very top. Who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Very important. Second lesson, what did we talk about? We talked about the teachability index. What is your willingness to learn? Scale of 0 to 10. Are you setting aside your favorite activities to learn something, whether that's an audio book, you are attending conferences in person or online, doing something that's going to inform you in the areas of your health, finances, or relationships. Next part is, what is your willingness to accept change? Just to give yourself a score from 0 to 10. It's not enough just to have a whole bunch of information stuck in your head. You need to apply it. You need to do the exercises. If it's a detox protocol, you need to set aside time to actually do the detox protocol. And that's how you know if you have a teachability index. Multiply those numbers together. Next, we talked about the training balance scale, a little bit about the subconscious mind. On one side of the scale, it's about how you think and how you feel. Your why, dreams, goals, attitude, mental processes, vibration, internal motivation. Not just from a conscious standpoint, but you start to refine your inner man, that subconscious part of you, that inner image. Okay? Let me tell you something, that internal image is so powerful. I'll give you guys an example. When I was a teenager, I had 6-pack abs, and it was fairly easy to have 6-pack abs because I was exercising all the time. I was either playing basketball or I was skateboarding. Almost every single day, I was doing some type of exercise. So in my mind, I always had a 6-pack ab in the subconscious mind. So anytime I did not have that 6-pack ab, I was very frustrated looking at that mirror. You guys want to pay attention to this. So I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to get myself back to that 6-pack abs. Whether that's through exercise, calorie counting, my modalities have increased. My knowledge regarding health has definitely increased over the years. And I'm more in tune with my physical body. But I have more tools on my belt to get that done. It's important to start shifting that subconscious mind because it always reverts back to it, whether we like it or not. Most people, their subconscious mind is a person with a dad bod. They had a dad bod for a very, very long time. And it doesn't matter if they are working hard 9 months out of the year and doing all their shift lifting so they can get that 3 months in the summertime. They're like, I want to look great in the summertime to get some photos taken. Soon as summer is over, right, they're going to revert back to that self-image. Whatever that thing is in the subconscious mind, that dad bod, it's going to show itself up. So what do you guys got to do is recognizing that just having information in your head isn't enough. We have to go much, much deeper. We have to basically really understand the different tools, different modalities that are out there in correcting or shifting that subconscious mind. And I truly believe that's what the training balance scale is all about. Is it important to have positive thinking, a positive mental attitude, and practicing positive feelings? Yes. But the goal is to have it impress on the subconscious mind where that becomes default. Next talks about those 4 steps to learning unconscious incompetence. Then you move your way up to conscious incompetence. Then you move your way up to conscious competence. Then you move your way up to unconscious competence. And it's perfectly okay. Sometimes you're like, there's everything that I need to learn regarding this. No, incorrect. That's another lesson that Kevin talks about. That's a trap if you ever think that, oh, I know everything there is to learn about this. Every last one of these lessons, sometimes something will shift, right? You're from a place of unconscious competence. All of a sudden, you return back to the stage of a beginner where you become unconscious incompetent. There's so many levels to learning inside each one of these lessons. Master the basics. Master the basics. That's another lesson that Kevin teaches about in Your Wish is Your Command. Once again, you guys want to get the free program, get in the free program, very easy. You guys just want to use my link in the descriptions. Click on it once. Click buy now. Once you click buy now, take it to an order page. Type in the coupon code YWIYC. Hit apply. You can see the discount code's been applied. Come back up in here, fill out your contact, billing, and payment information. Not going to charge you anything. They just got to find people who are actually serious about getting this program. That's all. So I'm going to stay online for a little bit. If you guys have any questions for me regarding Your Wish is Your Command, different lessons that I went over today, and be happy to help you answer. And maybe some of y'all, you listen to this audio program, love to get your take on it. I've already covered a lot of content earlier, but I want to know, any of y'all want to just have a chat with me? You guys can use the comments. Hello. You know. Yeah, what are some of your favorite lessons regarding Your Wish is Your Command? What has impacted your life the most? Who are you listening to right now in terms of personal development? Almost knocked that glass over. Oh yeah, there's actually a QR code on the upper right hand corner. Same directions. If you use that QR code, it's going to take you to this exact sales page. Click buy now, use the order form. Once again, the coupon code is YWIYC. Who do you listen to? Teachability Index, Training Balance Scale, 4 steps to learning. Today I'm just providing the broad strokes. And each year, I'm still listening to these audio programs every single year, for sure. Because I may have missed something the first couple times that I listened to it, or I'm listening to it in a different set of lens, right? Because I'm doing my best to develop myself, and now I'm seeing these audio programs in different light. So how's everyone doing? And of course, if you're interested in health, I'm going to leave my link below. I'm going to have the Mega Poop Transformation Challenge. This is a program that really transformed my own personal health. So I used to have a dad bod I could not get rid of, and now I have six-pack abs all year round. How did I get it done? I start to eliminate the old fecal matter stuck inside my body. Right? I've coached this in many places. I taught this in English. I taught this in Chinese, translated in Spanish and Arabic, all over. Of course, this is not professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You have to work with your doctor, naturopathic doctor, holistic doctor, find the winning combination for you. But all I'm saying is, if you're dealing with your health issues, you need to learn a lot about your digestive system, how it works. You want to pick up a book on human physiology. When it comes to your digestive system, we're categorically the same across the board. And many people, they're just chronically constipated. They have a couple pounds of fecal matter stuck inside their body. Now, today I'm just going over Kevin Trudeau's program. Maybe in the future, if you guys are more interested on this topic, I can share. Just let me know in the comments. I've already gone, I think, for about an hour. So let me know. What do you guys want to talk about? So if you guys don't have any questions for me, I'm gonna just shut this thing down. Let me guys know what you guys want to talk about. I got 6 people on here. What do you guys want to know? We can talk about Kevin's program, manifestation, right? Manifestation, I mean, I'm still learning. It's a combination of many different things, right? And every single year, you want to keep that teachability index high, right? Never think that you got it all figured out, because nobody has it all figured out. We're all in the process of learning and applying. What's going on? Throwing up some hundreds. Yeah, let me know what you guys want to talk about. What's going on with y'all? Once again, how do you get the program for free? You just want to use my link in the descriptions. Click buy now. From here, scroll down a little bit, type in YWIYC, hit apply. I also have the coupon code in the description, so you can see right here. Get your Wish is Your Command free today with coupon code YWIYC. Once it's applied, you're saving $500. Come back up here. You want to fill out your contact, billing, payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. You're going to see an email in your inbox. If it's not there, check your spam folder. Drag it back into your inbox. There's going to be a link. You just tap on that link. It's going to take you to the audio program. It's all digital. You can download it. You can also put it in an MP3 player. You can listen to it when you're driving in your car. And Kevin is such a fantastic teacher. He's such a phenomenal teacher. You guys listen to it, you know, and that's how you're going to go through these lessons one by one. Who do you listen to? Teachability index, training balance scale, and the 4 steps. If you guys don't have any questions, y'all, I'm going to shut this live call down. Have an amazing rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon.